What do we say when she goes?
For children who are deaf or hard of hearing, learning how to communicate for the first time is hard.
How do you want to say hello? Our job is to create that language that hearing kids just naturally pick up within the home, and with our kids it has to be intentionally taught.
All right, ready for the next one?
The Heuser Hearing and Language Academy has taken on this mission since 1948, starting with 3 volunteer teachers in a basement and just a handful of kids. It's grown by leaps and bounds since then and been a blessing to hundreds of families.
Heuser was truly a miracle that happened in our life.
November Taylor has 2 children who are hard of hearing, 8-year-old Miller and 5-year-old Jackson. Both have benefited from Heuser.
If we wouldn't have moved to Kentucky and found Heuser, we would be struggling right now.
The children, when they come here, they often can't talk. They're struggling for words. They don't know how to express what they want, what they feel. We give them those words. We help them, whether it be sign or voice, and then slowly their wings emerge, and then they're ready to fly away.
Spread their wings and become butterflies, right?
In 2020, the work to get kids ready to fly on their own became an uphill battle.
In the fall, where it was all virtual with brand new kids trying to figure out their communication modes, trying to figure out what works for them, what doesn't work for them, we really struggled.
A bunch of kids are talking at the same time. That child who's deaf, hard of hearing, they can't hear what's going on at all. So it becomes a very, very hard task.
It was a challenge. There's no doubt it was a challenge.
Are they actually hearing us? Are their hearing aids and implants working? Are the microphones clean? Are they getting a good signal? Our kids are 3, so they're not reading captions and all the extra accessibility that was out there.
He would close the computer, usually, before class even got started.
We really struggled being able to do behavior modifications and bring them back to the computer.
How can we teach children who are deaf, hard of hearing in preschool and kindergarten to learn over a screen? And that's when we came up with Learning Kits.
Found new ways to learn, to teach.
And every week we came up with a different learning kit.
We wanted them to have in their hands the same thing we had in our hands.
There were books, there was Play-Doh, there was packages of popcorn, there was everything that the kids needed to learn.
We worked hard in the morning, in the afternoon, the night, and through our summers to figure out the best possible scenario to continue therapy and teaching through the pandemic. But now what?
We're seeing all those gaps that were missed when our students weren't in the classroom.
Yes, there was some learning loss.
They weren't getting that social aspect that our kids need so bad.
And many deaf or hard of hearing children never got identified during the pandemic, resulting in a surge of new students in 2021.
We have seen a big growth in our population.
We are busting at the seams full of kids that just need our help. What I'm seeing today is I'm looking at an educational crisis like I've never seen.
Our kids really lost that 1.5 years being at home. So my passion has always been to get our kids up to where their typical hearing peers are, and we just have to work even harder for this next 1.5 years or 2 years to catch all of those kids back up.
We may get this group caught up enough to move on, but what we're going to see is the kids that were still locked down, the kids that we didn't identify, the kids that are still feeling the anxiety. So this is going to be years of recovery, educationally wise. It's going to be a big challenge, but we have a plan.
This is a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's going to take several years to solve this issue, and it's going to take an entire community, but we can do it.
The educators here are just wonderful. They were made to do this job. They were made to teach these children and just love these children unconditionally.
No child with hearing loss has ever been turned away from Heuser, and with the community's continued support, we hope none ever will.
The children come here who are deaf, hard of hearing free of charge, and it's about $42,000 per child for education per year for a child to get what they need.
Our kids need us, our kids need Heuser, and Heuser needs all the people that help make what we do work every single day.
I'm not going to say no, I'm not going to turn them away. What I am going to do is I'm going to ask the community to please help these students, please help these children, please help me help these children.
I can't imagine not having what we have here.